This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through your 2021 Zinger model 328 SB. Okay, I'm on the door side of the trailer, walking towards the rear. Alright, so as you can see, you've got an outside kitchen with running water, a cooktop, and a refrigerator. Now the cooktop, let me see what we got here. It has to be plugged in, so let me show you right here. There's the LP line hanging down. This is the quick connect fitting here. So you're going to pull the plastic or the blue rubber plug out, take the blue cap off, and this is a quick connect right here. And then you'll turn the valve this way to turn it on. Okay. All right. You've got power stabilizers. Each switch operates two jacks, so one switch for both rear and another switch for both front. Like so, as you can see. Okay. Now these, let me see what we got here, so I don't give you the wrong information. This slide out can be cranked manually. So you see this hole here? If you could see all the way through, I don't believe you can, but there's a shaft with a pin through it, running through it. You get a crank, and there's a crank that is designed for it, and you can actually crank the slide out if it was to fail. This is for the slide out in the bunk room, and this one right here is for the main slide out. So you can do that one. Let me see if this comes with the crank or not. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. No, I don't see it. But there is a crank that will do that, so you're aware of it. Now this does come with a stabilizer crank, a 3/4 inch, let me see if I can get a picture, a 3/4 inch socket on the end. And it also comes with this crank, which is used in case your tongue jack fails. This is your power tongue jack. You would pull this cap off and you can crank it with that cap. I'm sorry, you can take the cap off and crank the tongue jack with the crank. Let me look in here again at this fitting here to see if, yeah. So that is, you can crank the slide outs manually also. All right, so let me walk around the other side to see what about the tongue jack or the stabilizer jacks. Yeah, so the same crank that would work for the slide outs will work on your stabilizers. I'm going to go inside and I'm going to see if we've got one. I find it odd that you get a 3/4 inch crank, but you don't get the crank that will actually work with this. That doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. Maybe they did it by accident, so I'm gonna look inside the shop and see what I can find for you. I'm sure we have one. Okay, so let's see. So here we are. So of course you have a bathroom door here. You've got power and antenna out if you want to put a TV out here. This is your black tank flush right here. So once you flush your black tank or dump your black tank, you can leave the valve open and put the hose on here and turn it on. It'll spray the inside of your black tank out. It cleans off the sensors and just generally cleans it out. It's a good thing. Also, while we're on this side of the trailer, usually you'll use the city water. That's the most common way to get water to the trailer. But if you happen to go to a campsite that does not have plumbing on each site, you can actually fill your onboard tank right here, your fresh water tank, and you can use the electric pump inside the trailer and pump it. So even if you don't have plumbing on the campsite, you can still use all the plumbing features in the trailer. Okay, so this white dump valve right here is actually to empty your fresh water tank. It's a quick dump valve. It comes out really fast. You just pull the gate valve and it'll whoosh on out of there very quickly. Okay, you got a power awning, outside speakers. This is the vent hood, or the vent for your range hood. So keep in mind there's two little tabs in each corner, or one tab in each corner. You have to open them up so the baffle in there will flap freely if you're going to use the vent fan. If not, you just keep it shut. But if you want it to vent to the outside, you got to open those tabs to free up the baffle. Okay, if you're on uneven terrain, you need to extend or retract the legs. You just pull on your steps, you just pull these pins out here. There's one on each side, and then just slide the legs up and down till you get to your desired length. This is the switch for the front stabilizers. Of course, that's your hitch. This is Amanda. That's your hitch. We'll show you how that works when you come to pick up your trailer. Okay. 2 LP tanks that are full. It's an automatic regulator. You have a deep cycle marine battery. Okay. This hookup here is just in case you purchase a solar panel to charge your battery. You can plug it in right there. It's just charges your battery. That's all. All right. So moving along, we'll go down to the plumbing. I showed you the black tank flush, and I showed you the water fill for your fresh water tank. This would be much easier if they had the slide out in, but I can do it from here. All right. So these are your dump valves right here. You can see the one closest to us is the black one. It's got a black handle, the other one's got the gray's got a gray handle, but you can always tell on a trailer because this larger valve is always for the black tank. The black tank is toilet water and waste. The gray is sink and shower water. So what you do is you hook your dump hose up to it. Obviously the other one goes in the dump station. Then you're going to dump the black tank first. The reason you do that because it's dirtier water than the gray water. So you dump the black one first, then you dump the gray to kind of wash out the hose. Then you would leave your black valve open and go around to the other side of the trailer and hook up your hose to the black tank flush and spray out the inside of the tank. And then you're done, okay? Alright. Okay, so let me get back over here to your power cord. This has got a 50 amp cord to it. So it's a 50 amp system. That means it's pre-wired for a second air conditioner, I'm sure. We'll see when we get inside, but I'm sure it is. But that's where it hooks up right there. Coming around the rear, this is your water heater here. The controls for it are inside. The switches are inside. I just need to show you that this is the drain right here. That's a pressure release valve. Never release the pressure or take the drain plug out or cap off. In this case, take the drain cap off. If you've got hot water in the tank, you don't want to scald yourself or worse. I'm having difficulties here. It's either the heat or maybe I'm just losing it here. Let's see. So anyway, this is the shower. Outside shower, hot and cold water. This is the city water hookup. Remember I showed you the fresh water fill on the other side of the trailer? Well, usually you're just going to use this hookup right here. You're just going to put the hose on there, turn it on, and your trailer's ready to go. Okay? This is just coaxial cable through to the inside of the trailer. It's satellite and cable, campground cable or satellite. Okay? And this is Amanda again. Okay, so now we'll go in the trailer. See if I can make more sense for you in there. Okay. Alright, excuse me, sir. So this is your control panel right here, right when you come in the door. Okay. So I told you that you can use the water pump to pump your fresh water. That's right there. You can light your water heater on gas or electric. Always make sure there's water in the water heater tank before you light it or apply any power to it, because if not, it'll damage it. That's called dry fire, and you always got to make sure there's water in it before you do that. Of course, light switches. Your slide outs here, your main slide out, your bunk room slide, and this is your power awning right here. Now the power awning, you can see just in and out, very simple. It goes out 8 feet, and then you'll see the awning tube. That's how you know it's all the way out. But keep in mind, you never leave it out unattended. You're going to always roll it in if you're not going to be at the campsite, because you don't want the wind to damage it. So you always will, if you're leaving the campsite, roll it in, okay? So you have a fireplace. So the fireplace works on 110 AC. So basically it's a space heater. It has two fan speeds. So you can adjust that. It has a thermostat. You can adjust the look of the flame, and it has a timer also. So you can use it as a heater, and on those cold mornings or nights, you don't have to use up your LP. You can just turn this on and it'll heat the whole area. So it's a good thing to have. Your sound bar also. Let me pull this off here. Your sound bar is obviously a radio built in. You can also stream with it off this USB here. It has Bluetooth, so you can stream with your phone or tablet. And you have 2 speaker zones, A and B. A is inside the trailer, B is on the outside of the trailer. So there's a lot you can do with it. You got a backer for your, if you mount a TV here, so that's a good thing. Your sofa jackknifes flat, so you can use that as a bed. Your table, you can remove the stand from the table, and you can set the tabletop on these cleats here, and then fill in the gaps with cushions, and that's another bed. All right, so that's good. Your range, you spark to light. I hope he has the gas on. If not, I'll just talk you through it. Yes, it's on. So you can see you're just going to turn the knob on to light, whoops, to high, and then you just rotate this clockwise, and it lights your flame. It's very simple. Now the oven's a little bit different. It has a pilot light way back there at the back, and you can see that. You probably can see that I'm sparking it right there. So what you do is you go to the oven knob, you go to the flame, which means pilot, you depress it, you hold it in. While you're holding it in, you spark this by turning it clockwise until the pilot light down here lights. After it lights, you're still holding this in, you hold it for another 10 seconds or so, and then you go to the operating temperature that you want, and it'll cycle like an oven does. But when you shut it off, the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light, so you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. All right. This is your range hood I told you about. If you're going to run the fan, remember you have to unfasten the baffle on the outside. You got light there. Your microwave works like any other microwave. This device here is your power converter. So what it does, it converts 110 AC over to 12 volt DC. So I'll show you. Inside here, you've got regular 110 volt AC circuit breakers, just like you would have at home, and they're all labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over on this side. You've got 12 volt fuses here, and they're all labeled. If any of these fuses were to blow, they'll actually light up so you can see it through this tinted plastic here, so you would know. Also, as long as you're plugged into shore power, this will keep your battery charged. So it'll always keep your battery charged up as long as you're plugged in. Of course, when you're pulling it, your tow vehicle will charge the battery, so it should always be charged up. This device here is the carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. If it goes off, you obviously go outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off at the front and figure out what's going on. If it beeps very, very slowly, it's telling you that your battery's low. All right, and it should always be green like it is. It's got a pilot light on it. It should always be green. If not, you get it serviced. Okay, the refrigerator is just a 12 volt automatic refrigerator. So it'll run off the battery. It'll run off the power converter. So when you're pulling it down the road, your battery will keep it running, and your tow vehicle will charge the battery. When you're plugged into the campground, your power converter will keep supplying 12 volts for it. So very simple, just on and off. There's nothing complex about it. Okay, your thermostat is very simple. It's just an analog thermostat. You got cool, fan. Fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. Off and heat. So try to always keep your fan on automatic. That's the best way to run it. All right, so now the thing about everything about the bathroom is, you know, the shower and sink work like any other shower and sink. The thing about the toilet is, if you've never owned a trailer, is that you can't use it dry. When I say dry, I'm talking about the black tank, which is straight down there. Okay? So, when you plug in, you pull into your campsite, you plug it in, you hook up the water, then you're going to come in here and you're going to dump 1 dose of chemical in right in there. Whichever brand you use, you read the directions, you put 1 dose in there. Then you're going to stand on the pedal, because we're hooked up to water will come swirling out and start filling the black tank. You put about 1 gallon or so of water in the black tank. There's no way to tell exactly what 1 gallon is. It doesn't have to be exact. The bottom line is you need water and chemical in the toilet before you start using it when the black tank is empty. Okay? That's important too. If you don't do it, you'll only do it once because it's a mess. Alright, and this is pre-wired for another air conditioner, like I stated. That's what this is telling us here. You would just drop it right in here where the vent is, so it can be added on very quickly. It's not a big install. Alright, obviously your top bunk folds down. The bottom sofa folds flat like a jackknife to another bed, and then you have one here and you have a smaller one here, obviously. Alright. Boy, that AC feels good, I'll tell you that. The bedroom, there's not a whole lot to tell you. You have a hookup for TVs here, or for a TV there. There's storage under the bed. This is the emergency exit window. You just go like this and push it all the way through. Then you grab the hold of the red tab and pull the screen out, and you can always exit that way in an emergency. Now, there's another one here in the back of the trailer in the bunk room that works the same way, okay? Alright. So, I just want to show you one more time. I don't know if I that should be shut there. There we go. I don't know if I showed you the levels on this. I might have skipped it. So your battery is totally charged, as you can see. Fresh water is empty. Black tank is empty. Gray tank number 1 is empty. Gray tank number 2, which is the galley tank, it's for the kitchen sink here, that's empty. And that's this one you don't use on your trailer. I don't think. No, you don't use this one. So this is just a standardized panel. So this one you will not really affect you. So that's how you check your levels. They graduate up in 1/3 increments, of course. They'll light up as they go. Once you get past 2/3, you have to start thinking about dumping your black and your gray tank. Now also, on the outside of the trailer, you need to go up on the roof. This is very important. You need to go up on the roof 3 times a season or every 90 days of use. So you figure in the spring, in the middle of the summer, in the fall, you go up on the roof or have someone else go up there. You can walk up there no problem. And you inspect the sealant on the roof. You look for cracking or separation, any kind of problems with the sealant or the roofing material. So you have to inspect it. That's every trailer ever made. You have to do that too. It's very important. So every 90 days of use, you're going to go up there and look around, make sure everything is good and tight, no cracks or separation, no damage, and you just do that as a regular part of owning a trailer. And when you see some issues, eventually there are always issues with the trailer or the seals. When that happens, all you do is take care of it yourself or have someone else do it, but you do have it taken care of, okay? Thank you very much.